Hey everybody, this is Mike from Artistic Awareness. For those of you who don't know me or anything about Artistic Awareness, personally I'm an illustrator, I'm an art teacher, and along with two friends of mine, fellow artists, body painter and model Caitlin St. Angelo, and web designer and videographer Kevin Hoffman, we created this program, Artistic Awareness, to support and empower artists. And as part of that, we've been hosting this video podcast for the past several months, discussing issues like fear as it relates to your art, bad art days, just all kinds of really, really great issues that, well, the issues themselves are not great, but the conversations are great because we're bringing all these issues that we deal with as artists on a daily basis and bringing that stuff into the light so we can do something about it and really create a community as part of that. But the reason why I am recording this video today is because today, being April 7th, this is actually the 1-year anniversary of the first time I wrote anything having anything to do with artistic awareness. So, like all great ideas, I came up with this idea a little over a year ago, and I decided to write something up, basically my vision statement for what I saw for this before I knew I wanted to call it artistic awareness or anything. And I wrote this vision statement and I posted it on Facebook, as you do. And I noticed as I was browsing the internet today that the timestamp, the date on that post was April 7th, 2013. So basically, just a long story short, I wanted to take this opportunity to read what I wrote for you guys. So for those of you who have been following along and who have been part of the artistic awareness community to this point, I think that this is a cool little retrospective. And for those of you who have no idea what any of this is about, I think that this is a great opportunity for you to hear, I guess, what started this whole thing and get started on the ground floor and really just be part of the community. Because, myself, Kevin, and Caitlin, we're really dedicated to serving the community and just, like I said, just supporting and empowering artists. So I'm going to stop talking. I just want to go and read what I originally wrote. And let me pull that up here. And I titled it, "Sometimes It Sucks to Be an Artist." Okay. I've been spending a lot of time thinking about how god-awful it can be to be an artist sometimes. I've been to art schools, I have plenty of artist friends, and the same conversation always comes up. In trying to be the best we can at our craft, we often drive ourselves crazy. I suppose the same could be said of any craft, but for whatever reason, it seems particularly prevalent with artists. Well, that, and I'm an artist and not a professional athlete, so I can't really speak on any of that. But what I can talk about are my own personal struggles, and I can relay the stories and sentiments of other artists with whom I've spent time. Now, I always thought it was just me. And by that, I mean I thought everyone else was content with everything they did, and that crippling self-criticism and intense self-scrutiny were exclusively my issues. There have been plenty of situations where, regardless of my accomplishments, I felt that everything I'd done to that point was worthless, that all of my work was terrible, and that it was pointless to continue. When I really got a sense of just how common it is amongst creative types, I felt I had to do something or say something. I felt I had to start a conversation to create a sense of awareness that everyone in this game experiences the same struggles. It doesn't matter how successful somebody is, chances are they've experienced the same struggles and same obstacles as someone who's still stuck on the first rung of the ladder. I suspect the only difference is that those at the top of the ladder are better at pushing through. See, there's a tendency for artists to judge themselves in direct relation to their work, and it's completely understandable. For most of us, our work is the thing we're most passionate about in life. There's nothing wrong with that, but it can very easily become a harmful situation. When we convince ourselves that we are defined by our work, we open ourselves up to a world of hurt. If we experience failure as artists, we often consider ourselves failures. The reality is we are not defined by our work. Speaking for myself, while my work is incredibly important to me, it's no more important than my loved ones, my happiness, and my health. And sometimes I forget that, and I feel powerless, hopeless, and depressed. And I need to be reminded that my work is not the only thing that matters. So what can be done? What's the point of this conversation? I'm not nearly smart enough to figure out how to fix the issue. The point of starting this conversation is to create a sense of community. There are too many of us who experience roadblocks and give up altogether. It's my hope that if we have others we can talk to, people who deal with the same struggles, the obstacles won't seem so insurmountable. What I'm asking is this. If you're an artist, make yourselves available. I'd like to get people on board with this from all walks of life, possessing all levels of ability. The more people are behind this idea, the bigger the community and the easier it is to maintain the conversation. Thanks for taking the time to read this. So, getting a little sentimental. So that was exactly 1 year ago today. And just the things that we've accomplished in 1 year's time, we've taken that idea, Kevin and Caitlin and myself, and so we've taken it from nothing and built it to a community now. And we have this podcast where people are genuinely emotionally and actively involved, contributing their own stories and experiences. And I know for me, there's nothing like this. To take something that I've been dealing with personally, get outside of my own head, and really see what there is to contribute to other people. And there's been a lot of work, there have been a lot of hard times just getting to this point, but I really want to let all of you know how much I appreciate you tuning in consistently and just lending your voice so that I and Caitlin and Kevin, we can continue to serve you to the best of our ability. And for those of you who, again, if you have no idea about what we're talking about, you've never seen anything artistic awareness related, I really appreciate you tuning in, and hopefully you got something out of this conversation that will propel you to jump in, check out the other episodes of the video podcast, and you yourselves become part of the conversation. So, with that said, I think I'm just going to wrap up here. If you want to follow along, like I said, if those of you who are new to this, you can find us. Our Twitter handle is @ArtPodcast. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/artisticawareness. And you should be able to see, because I assume you're watching this through YouTube, but also subscribe to us on YouTube. The link is youtube.com/artisticawareness, and you'll be able to see all of our episodes, all of our podcast episodes with all of our guests from that location. And I think that's about it. So I want to thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for allowing me to wax nostalgic over here. And just keep contributing, keep allowing us to contribute to you, and I'll see you next time. Thanks very much.